terrifying is it to have a husband who is both a perfectionist and highly disciplined. If the towels are not arranged properly, he immediately takes his wife to the bathroom to inspect the mess. The wife's expression instantly becomes tense as she realizes something is wrong with the towels. She quickly arranges them while awkwardly explaining to her husband that she doesn't know why she forgot to organize them. Although the husband seems gentle, the wife dares not slack off. Later, when she goes to cook, she is terrified of making the same mistake again. She opens the pantry and repeatedly checks whether everything inside is neatly arranged, making sure the labels on the cans face outward. She checks everything over and over again, only then feeling reassured enough to continue cooking. Meanwhile, the husband, noticing the dinner isn't ready yet, steps out to the beach to greet their new neighbor. However, during their conversation, a casual remark from the neighbor inadvertently leads to a disaster for the poor wife. The man enters the house and begins to praise the neighbor, complimenting him as young and handsome in a sarcastic tone. The wife immediately senses something is wrong and tries to pretend she doesn't care, attempting to distance herself from her husband. But her husband's comments grow increasingly inappropriate. He begins to suspect that the neighbor must have visited their house when she was home alone. Even though the wife denies it immediately, the husband doesn't stop, continuing with his accusations. Thankfully, he suddenly recalls that the neighbor had invited them to go out to sea together, and he immediately changes his attitude. He urges his wife to prepare for the trip out to sea that evening. However, when they go out to sea with the neighbor, the weather suddenly turns. A storm hits, causing the sail on the boat to snap. The husband rushes to help, but in the chaos, he is accidentally knocked into the sea by the mast. The neighbor hurriedly grabs his hand and finally manages to pull him back onto the boat. But when the man looks around, he realizes his wife is gone. The two of them shout her name desperately, but she is nowhere to be found. They contact the Coast Guard to search the nearby waters, but only her life jacket is recovered. What the husband doesn't know is that his wife, who was thought to be unable to swim, has secretly made her way back home. She takes a package from the ceiling, a package containing money and other essentials for her escape. She quickly changes her clothes, cuts off her long hair, and puts on the prepared wig. She removes her wedding ring and throws it into the toilet, flushing it away. After cleaning up any traces, she boards a bus that night and disappears. Meanwhile, the husband, having searched the entire sea area, believes his wife has drowned and is devastated. He holds a funeral for her in sorrow. One day, however, the wife's swimming instructor calls, and that's when the man learns the shocking truth. His wife had secretly been learning to swim behind his back.